Hello, guys. I want to talk to you guys today about a situation that is occurring more than usual of community gang stalking. Yes, community gang stalking. That's where some idiots, organized, decide that they want to taunt, follow, surveillance people in their community that they don't like for one reason or the other. It could be because this person um, exposed something that they were doing in their organized crime, or because they just don't like the person because they're racist, or because they just don't like them for whatever reason. And I'm finding that a lot of doctors are participating in this type of behavior because doctors are harder to expose. And when they're on the inside, you're on the outside. They can slander you and ruin lives, and that's what some of these doctors are doing to people, unsuspecting people. And not only the person that's the target, but they can also go after your family members, which is horrific. And they seem, for some reason, think that this behavior is okay. So I want to talk about that because to me, when you have these terrorizer, and it's terrorism, it's illegal. I don't know if it's under federal. I haven't looked that up yet, but I definitely know that these people need to be found out. And not only when it's the doctors, it's their connections that they have. These doctors are mostly connected to higher officials, or they're connected to police officers. They're connected to agents, the higher agents. You guys know what agents I'm talking about. But one form of gang stalking is surveillancing. The surveillancing, where you go, who you talk to, who you communicate with, what you do in your community. So the surveillancing, listening happens. But the unfortunate part of it is that when a person is being gang stalked and they reach out to their family members and friends, they don't see it because most people don't believe that these type of things happen, but they are happening. And I want to put out there a little something that people can do to kind of prove the stalking. So for one thing, getting a good surveillance on what's happening. If you're being followed, then you want to video tape and record what is happening. Take some time out and you want to record what is happening. So if you're being followed, if you're seeing strange things on your phone, you want to do a video of it. You want to snap a picture of it. Don't pass it up and think, oh, well, I must be out of my mind because other people say I'm out of my mind. No, you're not out of your mind. You know you're not out of your mind. Take a picture of it, snap it. Another thing that they'll do in their stalking behavior is follow you. They look up your background. They look to see if there was something you wanted, something that you lost, something that injured you, and they will berate you with it. So, say for instance, you wanted a certain car, or there was this certain um, truck or anything that you wanted. What they'll do is they will, after they surveillance you and tap or bug your phone, they can have in their stalking community. I don't know if they're hiring the people to do it, which I think they are. They're offering them free gas if they pull up certain places and stuff, and then they let them know who the target is, and they pull out in front of you. Now, one way to get them on surveillance is to make sure you're in an open place. If you know someone is surveillancing you, following you, you don't need to let them know that you know. What you need to do is surveillance them. You want to get videotape of the consistency in the stalking. So, say for instance, you pull up into a gas station and you notice that every time you pull in the gas station, there's this one consistent thing that happens every single time you pull up into the gas station, because now they figure they know your routine. So now they're going to stalk you with information on you. And the information is that maybe every day at around a certain time, you pull into a gas station. So what they'll do is, from the surveillance, because let me tell you, you'll be surprised at who would be involved in helping them to surveillance you. Some of them illegally, and I think should not have certain access. But some of them, being of their narcissistic, manipulating nature, will get access to some type of surveillance equipment that they're not supposed to have access to, or because they have family members or friends who have this access, they are using it illegally. Most time it's illegally, and sometimes if there may be a private investigator, they're getting access to certain type of equipment. And if they're using their friends who don't mind going along with it, because maybe you don't have the resources, or maybe because they know no one will help you, they think it's okay to surveillance you, and they don't mind helping their buddy out. So what you do is you have to, even though this energy is draining, it causes depression, and it can harm you spiritually when someone is invading your privacy, surveillancing you, following you, and having a community of others following you, slandering you. You have to take record, because it's very hard to prove community gang stalking. But if you are paying attention to their routine, because they're following your routine, then they're going to be more bold with their actions. So, whatever it is that you see, you record it. You don't let them know you're recording it, but you need to record it. You don't have to tell anyone in the moment, because right now you need to take the time to surveillance the surveillancers. Those that are invading your space, take, record it, snap pictures of it, whatever it is that they're doing. So if you notice something in your emails, or some derogatories, take pictures of it, save it, put it in a different phone too, because sometimes it was hot in here. Sometimes they're able to see your emails, your contacts. They listen. This listening thing, it's crazy, but yeah, they do that. Sometimes they will even move other people around you to stalk you. If they want you really bad, they do things like that. But only you know it. So this is not about proving it to other people. This right now is that you taking record, record, do a routine intentionally just to draw them in, and then you'll get a good record of what behavior is happening. It's hard to do, but you have to fight back. Do not let them take away your sanity, because that's their thing. They want to take away your sanity. They want people to think you're crazy, and that's why the doctors are involved. The doctors will come in, something happens to you. Oh, she was out of her wit, and she was crazy, and this, they want to try to draw you in. So they slander you, and they get other people on board of this slander, as if you really was out of your head. And then when you start telling your family members, then they kind of like, oh, well, she was kind of, out of it, I could see, this happening. So you really don't have that family support or friend support that you're looking for. So the only person you can rely on in this moment is yourself. You have to keep your sanity, and you have to outsmart these assholes. And the way that you do it is you do a routine, do it intentionally, so that you can catch the surveillancers, the watchers, those that are watching you and following you, and you can record the activity. Because when they get really, really comfortable, they'll just do it because they think that, they can, and they will. But allow them to do it, but record the surveillancing, record the action that they're taking against you to disrupt and invade your privacy and your space, because that's what it is, and it's against the law to stalk. But some of these people, private investigators, also, there are some private investigators who should not be private investigators who will assist in this type of invasive activity that these gang stalkers do. You have these doctors who can go into the system and they can write things and put you in complete danger, put your family in danger. And the thing is that these other doctors, without ever meeting you, believe it. That's dangerous because they're like a gang, a community, and they stick together. They don't even need the proof. They just take it upon themselves to do everything in their power to try to ruin you. They try to stay out of the way because they're cowards, but they're in your way. And it's very depressing, the things that they do. It's very invasive, and no one deserves it. No one deserves it. They don't have the right to do it. So you have to fight back. You surveillance their ass back. You get recordings. You do whatever you have to do. You do a routine, and then you break the routine. You want to get a good solid straight 5, maybe 10 days, and then you break it because you don't want them to just get comfortable with it because you could be in danger. I know that's one part of it. Sometimes it's simply just to get you to back down, to send a message of, yeah, you don't mess with us. So be very mindful of how you surveillance them back. You want to get a good, comfortable stretch in so that they'll start, when they start to tell you and they do these very antagonizing things, invasive in your space, in your face things, start recording it. Go with your gut instinct. If you feel like somebody is following you, don't hesitate to record. Just get a good picture, hold your camera up, get in their face, get the license plate if it's a car, if they're using a vehicle, or they're trying to send you some type of subliminal, maybe putting someone dangerous in your space to let you know we could kill you. They do those things. They do. I'm with you guys that are being gang stalked, and I know what it is. And they can do it for a very long time. It could be years, 10 years, 5 years. It could be years. But I want you to know you can survive it. You have to be smarter than them. You're gonna go through things, but you can survive this. But the thing is, I'm noticing now from me just paying attention to it, it's a routine type things that they do to antagonize you, to try to do intimidation on you. Horrific things I've seen, but I got what I need to get, and you want to keep getting it when they make these bold moves to invade your space. So this is just some information out here for those of you who know that you're being gang stalked, community gang stalked. And these people are invading your space. They're calling on your phone. You don't know who's on your phone calling, but you're getting a number, you're getting a ring on your phone at certain times in the day. Early in the morning, you're always getting a call every day from numbers you don't know where they're coming from. You're missing some emails that you know should be there. You're applying for services, or you're trying to be a part of something and it doesn't follow through because now these people don't want to help you all of a sudden. Those type of things, because you're being surveillance and they're following you, and they will make the call, and it's usually someone higher up that's able to convince these other people or entities to not help you. And it happens. You lose jobs. They will attack your family members and try to get them to lose their jobs. It's horrific, but it happens. And so a lot of times we want to stay away from those people that we love, because we don't want them injured by this horrific type of behavior that's happening to us. So yeah, definitely here to fight back. I'm not into running from things, and I just refuse to be the victim. And I just know, okay, the way to fight back. I hate to see people who are so devastated they don't know what to do from these horrible, wicked, evil people. It's horrific. It's like, who are these people to think that they're above everyone else? That they can invade someone's life and turn someone's life into hell. And they think that nothing's going to happen. So this is how we fight back. We surveillance their ass back. You get good photos, you take pictures, you take them someplace where you know there's great surveillance in the area. So something happens to you, you write it down, you make your documentation of it. You document everything that happens. You put your time, you put everything on there, and something happens to you, then there's a lead. You have leads. Okay? You're not in this alone. Um, and I know there's a lot of people suffering from this horrific behavior for people in our community that are supposed to be on a different level. Um, but they're just simply bullies. Sometimes these bullies grow up from high school, middle school, and they become grown bullies. But definitely, definitely hang in there. You're not alone. There's lots of people suffering from these horrific things that these people do to other people. Think they have the right to do. So, the slandering and trying to, just prove, and go into their areas, you don't want to do that. Don't go into their areas, because that's some other thing they want you to do. They want to record you somewhere losing it, so that they can say that, oh, look right here, like type thing. No, what you do is you stay in your own lane. You do you. Let them do what they're doing, because they're going to follow in surveillance, because it makes them feel empowered. They're cowards. So you let them do their thing, and you just document and you record everything. Okay? Because they're doing things they're consistently doing this behavior, either surveillancing you, listening, hacking your phone, following you. um I know that because it's happening to you. So those things that they're doing, surveillance their ass back. Document everything, write it down, put it in a safe place. Telling other people in your family doesn't help. And then, of course, we don't want to put our family members and people in danger. But we have every right to document this harassment, this brutal harassment from these horrible people. And you would think that these people, well off people, have better things to do, but evidently they don't have a life that they would want to follow somebody who doesn't have any power around all day and try to make their lives miserable. Okay? So definitely let them follow you. They're going to follow you, and you document it. Then you break the routine. You do something different. You leave the phone, because they're following you from your phone. They're following you from your car. They're surveillancing you. So they're going to do it. You record it, and then you break it. The way you break it, you switch up your devices, or you leave all devices. You turn them off, and you leave them. And then you go out. That's one way of breaking it. And then you do some different things. They're going to still do the following or whatever, because it makes them feel superior. It makes them feel like bigger people for some reason. But they're nothing but cowardice bullies. Cowards and bullies. Okay, so we definitely want to fight back. That's what you do. And I'll get back to you on an update. And if you have any other questions, you can inbox me. Okay, peace out. Talk to you soon.